Bajrani Ghosh, President NASSCOM, my colleagues at METI, led by Secretary Swamiji, Dr. Rajendra Kumar, and Abhishek Singh, and all of you, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, namaskar. For me, as a son of a Fauji, every Independence Day has had a great meaning for me. But we can all agree that this year, which marks the 75th anniversary of independent India, is indeed very special. It's special because it's the 75th year of our independence, but it's also a time that we are living in very interesting times. 2021 will go down in the history of India as the 75th year of our independence, but also the year where India has demonstrated an unrivaled resilience and capability and capacity to take on this once-in-a-lifetime COVID pandemic. Take it on over the last 19 months and emerge from it as a stronger, more confident nation. And so, in a lot of ways, 2021 is an intersection of many different things, including the fact that we are looking back at our 75 years, but also with great confidence and great enthusiasm and optimism looking at the next 25 years. And as the Honorable Prime Minister said in that video on August 15th, it is really a time to be celebrating his clarion call of "Yahi samay hai, yahi Bharat ka samay hai." Obviously, most of us are aware that India as a nation existed before the British came in and colonized India. So we've had a long, illustrious history as a nation that predates our experience with colonialism. And these 75 years can be seen as a journey to, in a sense, catch up or regain a lot of our historical glory and prosperity and standing as a people and as a nation. And as I said, but it is clear that in this journey, 2021 marks a very unique inflection point. And I use the phrase inflection point because it is something that has stuck with me throughout my professional career as a technologist. It is a phrase coined by Andy Grove, who was one of the leaders of the semiconductor industry at Intel. And he said, he defined the inflection point as a point in the history of a company or a nation where the trajectory of growth and trajectory of opportunity substantially is at variance from what it had experienced all its while. And I think India is precisely at that stage. The next 25 years, and I'm extremely happy that we are celebrating the digital Azadi Ke Digital Mahotsav as part of the overall Azadi Ke Mahotsav, because digital and technology will be defining, propelling, catalyzing, and strengthening our next 25 years journey. A quick recap of the last 7 years in particular, where digital and digital technologies have embedded itself in an unprecedented manner in our lives. The outcomes that the Honorable Prime Minister thought when he launched Digital India in 2014 were very simple and very clear and very sharp. It should transform the lives of our people. It should expand our economy and opportunities within the economy, and it should create strategic and technological capabilities in our nation. In all those departments, we have made substantial progress, ranging from Aadhaar and Aadhaar-enabled platforms like JAM, which has completely transformed the myth that democracies and governmental democracies are leaky and corruption-free, corrupt when it comes to delivering subsidies, to a regime now where technology is enabled an unprecedented leap into corruption-free, efficient, responsive delivery of subsidies to those who have been left behind for several years by governments in the past. 2, creating an economic momentum of a kind that the world is today looking at and is amazed at and is only marveling at, where our startup ecosystem is propelling India and Indian innovation to the world stage. In the next 25 years, the intensity of technology will only grow. I think we can all accept that. Mr. Sani referred to that in parts. But we cannot sit here and without pretending to be crystal ball gazers or astrologers or predictors of the future, we can all safely assume one thing, that the intensity of technology, the aspirations of our citizens to want more and more products and services online will increase. I'll give you a small example of that. Recently, as part of responsibility assigned to us by the Honorable Prime Minister, I went to Srinagar and Jammu and Kashmir, and I was in one of the districts, Baramulla, and it was, to be honest, it was my first visit to Jammu and Kashmir, and in my mind also there were all these stories about terrorism and violence and people being extraordinarily affected by that. And in one program where there were a lot of young students, I was talking to the students and engaging and discussing as is the norm. And a group of young girls stood up and said they wanted to talk to me. And so I was obviously nervous. I thought it was going to be something about terrorism and the safety or something to that effect. But they walked up to me and said, in very simple way, very smartly, very forcefully, but at the same time very with great dignity and restraint. They said, why is it that our polytechnics don't offer us more courses in programming, coding, digital technologies, and computer science, and continue to give us only civil engineering, mechanical engineering, industrial engineering, etc. So it tells you that across the board, whether you are in Jammu and Kashmir or Nagaland or Bangalore or Hyderabad or Pune or any part of India, the desire to embed technologies into your life professionally, from a career point of view, from a citizen's point of view, is only growing, and NATI and the government of India will play the role of being the catalyst and the force multipliers to meet those aspirations. I will, today is first day of the winter session, so this is a topic that I could keep speaking on, but I will not. I will quickly just summarize what I think are the broad goals to meet the next 25 years of change and catalysis and growth of technology in our country. Some parts have been alluded to by the Secretary, some parts Devjani mentioned, some parts were mentioned in the video. But broadly, I consider our mission as government and as public servants to the people of India as being sixfold. One is, of course, we have to connect all Indians. As the Honorable Prime Minister said, we have to ensure that no Indian is left behind from this whole technological revolution and the change that technology is bringing in life. With connecting all Indians, bringing a billion Indians online and getting them access to high-quality internet is an absolutely important objective. The second is to intensify. And intensify in a smart, architecture-driven way the digitalization of government. And Mr. Sani mentioned that to platformization, universalization of service. But that is one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is to say we will have a broad, clear architecture for digital government and intensify the digitalization of government services and products. The third, of course, our primary objective and the most important objective is to make sure that our digital economy is a $1 trillion digital economy, the largest in the world, or at least if not the largest, one of the two top digital economies in the world. We want to create global standard laws in this country. We want to move away from the ambiguity and administrative discretion or business discretion to a regime where global standard laws can create inclusion. It can ensure that the internet and the technologies remain open, safe and trusted, and accountable to the main stakeholders of technology, which are the users and citizens of our country. And the fifth and the sixth goals are about clearly being focused on certain areas of high technology that we will be leaders at. There are emerging technologies, artificial intelligence, blockchain, quantum computing, high performance computing. These are all areas that we, and cybersecurity, these are all areas that we have a huge stake in. We are a democracy. We must lead the world in these areas of technology, and we must have the capabilities to not just lead our nation, but lead the world in these areas of technology. And of course, last but not the least, the issue of broad-basing our skill and talent base and aligning our programs to the needs of industry and aligning the industry to be early morning forecasters of the kinds of talent requirements as the nation's digital economy grows. I will end by saying that I am extremely happy that technology in general and Digital India in particular are being celebrated over the next 7 days. I'm extremely happy that this celebration is in the context of celebrating our 75 years of independence, as well as anticipating with great confidence the next 25 years. I think to echo our Honorable Prime Minister, if we work together, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, and Sabka Prayas, our destiny as a digital leader, a digital economic leader, and economic leader of the world will soon be realized. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Thank you. Jai Hind. Namaskar.